So now we are dealing with decisions under certainty. And let's recall these three previous. Actually, we have three previously concepts with this one related to this one. First is certainty. Decisions under certainty. When we say certainty, outcomes and inputs are assumed known. And because of that, we can use the present word, annual word, future word, IRR, ERB, BC ratio, and other for certainty. Now, after the decisions under certainty, we recognize risk. Decisions recognizing risk. And we know that risk exists because there are several possible outcomes and probabilities of these outcomes can be estimated or can be known. And because of that, since the probabilities of those possible outcomes can be estimated or known, we can apply the expected monetary value and decision trees. Previously, we have compared risk and uncertainty. Risk is we know the outcomes will be identified and their probabilities can be estimated. And uncertainty, outcomes can be identified again, but the probabilities cannot be estimated, or they cannot be estimated reliably, or they are unavailable. And with that, we use sensitivity analysis and decision analysis model. Take note that decision analysis models is different from decision trees. Alright? In decision trees, we employed discounting, rollback analysis, right? There are values, expected monetary values, expected future costs, expected present costs, so on and so forth. But this is different with uncertainty. Uncertainty is we outcomes. Yes, we may identify possible outcomes, but probabilities are not available. So what are the examples of risk? This one. Probability that the equipment will fail based on maintenance record. We can revisit historical records to determine probability of this. But with uncertainty, what are the causes of uncertainties, right? We cannot really predict, we cannot assign probabilities because regulatory changes. We do not know in the future that there will be changes in regulation. There might be more taxes, and if there is more taxes, how much? Right? We cannot predict this one. Long-term material price escalation, long-term material price increase. We cannot predict long-term inflation because we cannot predict future events. For example, in other countries, let's say there is historical data with inflation. However, when extreme events come, like war or other, price increase might be too high, right? Another is political changes. We cannot know. Because of that, though we will know possible outcomes, but we cannot assign probabilities. We cannot estimate probabilities. Extreme climate behavior outside historical patterns, major climate behavior, unexpected geotechnical conditions in areas with insufficient data. That's the uncertainty. Let's move on to our sensitivity analysis. Since we know that in uncertainties, we know possible outcomes, but we cannot know the probabilities. That's why we cannot apply the expected monetary value because the EMV uses probabilities. Decision tree uses probabilities. And in uncertainty, we cannot use probabilities. That's why we use our analysis, a sensitivity analysis. Now, what do we mean with sensitivity analysis? This is a technique used to determine how changes in one or more input variable affect the outcome of engineering economic decision. What do we mean with input variable? We are talking about initial cost, interest rate, maintenance cost, and others. It helps answer the questions such as, now if the initial cost increase, the outcome will also be affected, right? If the maintenance increases, like in the very first example, right? If the present worth of the current project is 12 million, and then there is an increase in fuel price, cement price, and the maintenance cost double. These are input variable. Because of that, the outcome will also change. The present worth will also change for the specific project. And sensitivity analysis help answer the question such as these what if questions. What happens if the project cost increase? What happens if the interest rate changes? What happens if annual benefits are lower than expected? What happens if the service life is shortened? And the goal of sensitivity analysis is not to predict the future. No. The goal is to identify which of the previous assumption, right? Because we assume, previously we assume with certainty, right? And here, we just identify which of those assumptions have the greatest impact, the greatest influence on the decision. That's the purpose. Why perform? It helps engineer test the solidness or robustness of project recommendations. If the recommendation is very solid, yes, that this is the best decision. We can identify critical variables. These are the variables that will make the project undesirable. Understand the consequences of uncertainty, support better decision making and contingency planning, and communicate project risks to clients and stakeholders. So what are the, again, we are talking about input variables, but what are the variables that we're going to include in our economic studies? These are initial costs. This is our input variables, some of our input variables. Initial costs. What will happen to initial costs? The initial costs might increase, might decrease. So there is a possible change of positive or negative 10% to positive or negative 30%. Because these assumptions are not constant. Annual benefits may increase, annual benefits may also decrease. O&M may also increase, O&M may also decrease. Same with the interest rate, the more might be higher or lower. Because it depends on each organization. If they decide to change the more, then we need, this is a future possibilities, future outcome that might happen. But we don't know how much, how or when, or how much is the chance that it will happen. Project life might be shortened or it might be extended. Salvage value may increase or decrease, and construction duration may there will be daily scenarios. And each variable normally change one at a time while keeping all other assumptions constant. So we are going to apply one-way sensitivity analysis for this one. There are several methods for our sensitivity analysis, but for this discussion, we are just going to apply one method, the one-way sensitivity analysis. So what will we do with one-way sensitivity analysis? We just change one input variable. What do you mean changing one input variable? We might change initial cost. We increase it with 10% or decrease it with 10%. Or we might increase the annual benefits, or we might increase the annual operation and maintenance cost, so on and so forth. That is what we do with one-way sensitivity analysis. We change one, and then we apply economic condition. Okay. First step is you establish the base cash flow. The base cash flow is the usual cash flow that you perform in earlier topics. We call that the base cash flow. If you remember previous discussions, we applied the PW, AW, right? The cash flow, the IRR, the ERR. If you're given a problem and you solve this one, that is our base cash flow. We just added the word base here to represent that will be our base scenario. Next is, you select one uncertain variable to change. Which variable you'd like to change? Uncertain variable, right? Is it the initial cost? Is it the annual benefit, the annual maintenance costs, and others? And you specify a reasonable range. positive 10% or negative 10% or positive and negative 10%. You then need to recalculate your PW, AW, IRR, ERR, benefit cost ratio, and etc. That is just this is sensitivity analysis. You choose one. You first calculate PW, AW, IRR, ERR, BC ratio, and others in the previous in the initial base scenario, and then you change, right? One of those variable, you increase or decrease, and then after increasing or decreasing, you recalculate these values. After that, you compare the new result with your original scenario. Afterwards, identify the switching or crossover value. When we say switching or crossover value, this is the value where the preferred alternative changes. For example, if initially you chose alternative A based on the base cash flow or the original scenario, the best alternative is alternative A. However, upon changing certain variables like initial cost, maintenance cost, and others, your decision have also changed. That value that made your decision to change, we call that our switching or crossover value. Then repeat procedure for other variables. Why do we repeat? Because let's say initially we check for the initial cost might increase. Then next is you check if the initial cost might decrease. Next is you check if the maintenance cost might increase. So on and so forth. That's why you repeat the procedure. And then identify which of those variable actually greatly affected. There is a great impact on the decision, and then recommend alternative changes. And again, the purpose for this one is to identify which variable is sensitive to change. That is the purpose of one-way sensitivity analysis. And in the next video, we're going to start our calculations for this one. We apply the concepts of one-way sensitivity analysis.